Yesterday when I was on my way to the radio studio, मुझे ना एक smell आई. And I turned towards it. There was this lady sitting there selling corn chaat. Her masala had this very unique taste that drew me towards it. I ate it and my first thought was, I should tell my listeners about her too. और फिर अगले दिन रेडियो पर जाकर यही किया मैंने कहा यहाँ पर आप जाइए दीदी कॉर्न चाट खाइए. And the next day when I went back to her, वो बहुत खुश थी क्योंकि apparently this was the first time in months that उनका सारा का सारा माल जो है ना वो एक ही दिन में बिक गया. I smiled quietly. I did not tell her कि मैंने रेडियो पर उनके बारे में बातें की. Well, this is that little power, that mass media can give you. And अगर आप उसका अच्छी तरह से इस्तेमाल कर सके, change the lives of people around you. ये तो मेरी बात थी, लेकिन there are people out there who are doing things that impact not just their life, but the lives of many, many people around them. And their actions have a far-reaching impact on the betterment of society. Today, I have with me one such person whose desire to adopt a child was so strong कि उनके चलते laws amend किए गए to make the adoption process easier and simpler for young men in our country. I have with me Aditya Tiwari, the youngest Indian father to adopt a child with special needs and their unique journey. Listen in. Aditya, thank you so much for joining me on this podcast. How are you?
I'm okay, Rohini. Thank you. Hope you are fine.
ओके ही है आप. अगर कोई मुझसे कहता है कि वो ओके है तो मुझे बड़ी कोफ्त होती है. सर, आप फाइन हैं, आप अच्छे हैं?
Yes, I'm good. I'm still working, so these are my working hours.
Oh my God, thank you for
Yeah.
making time. बहुत सारे सवाल हैं, but before I start off questions about your life with Avnish, I thought I should ask you something else. इस podcast का नाम है अपने लिए अपनों के लिए stories. So I want to start
Okay.
off by addressing the अपने लिए bit. So let's start off with
Okay.
that. What is it जो आप अपने लिए करते हैं and what is your driving force behind it? बताइए.
अपने लिए, what I do is make meaning to my life. Why I'm here, and God gave me opportunity to work in various fields to explore my life, and of course for my nation. And the driving force is, yes, the life change after meeting Avnish from orphanage, then the getting his custody in 2016. And yeah, since last 6 years we are together. So many changes have done, and so he's the driving force. He's motivating me for all the adventures we are doing in our life. Means the Avnish journey start 7 years before from an orphanage, and after 7 years he was on the top of the world at Mount Everest. So that was the transformation has done, and he's the driving force, exploring more about life and how to achieve the goals.
बहुत बहुत बढ़िया. इट इज अ वेरी इंस्पायरिंग स्टोरी और हम इनके बारे में भी बात करेंगे थोड़ी ही देर में. लेकिन अवनीश से पहले आपकी जिंदगी के बारे में बात करते हैं. आपकी लाइफ, आपकी एस्पिरेशंस, आपकी लाइफ अवनीश के आने से पहले कैसी थी, मुझे बताइए आदित्य.
सो अवनीश से आने से पहले जस्ट लाइक अ कॉमन मैन, बस एक गोल था, अच्छा जॉब मिल जाए, देन जॉब में ग्रोथ हो, गुड पैकेज एंड ऑन साइट अपॉर्चुनिटी. इससे ज्यादा एक सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर को क्या चाहिए होता इनिशियल स्टेज में, राइट? सो बस यही थॉट्स थे, यही ड्रीम था, यही गोल था. मंडे टू फ्राइडे ऑफिस, वीकेंड होम, फ्रेंड्स के साथ आउटिंग एंड नथिंग मच.
आई कांट बिलीव इट कि आप बिल्कुल हमारी तरह ही हैं. It's amazing. It's amazing because कभी-कभी just one decision can change the कहते हैं ना रुख बदल सकता है आपकी जिंदगी का. Let's ask you about coming across the idea of adoption. कोई प्लान बनाया था, पहले से सोच के रखा था that you want to adopt a child, मुझे बताएं.
No, see, nobody talk about adoption, right? Adoption is still a taboo in our country, in all developing countries, not only in our country. So adoption was not in the mind when I visited orphanage, and it wasn't a spontaneous thing with Avnish. They use the wrong words, terminology. It's not words. The terminology is like mentally retarded. The child is mentally retarded, physically handicapped. बस कुछ महीनों में मर जाएगा, काफी हेल्थ इश्यूज हैं. So and nobody will adopt him, and for the same reason the biological parent left him in an orphanage. So ऐसे बच्चों का कुछ नहीं होता है यहाँ. So these words kick me, and I said, okay, if nobody wants, give it to me. So that was just a spontaneous thought.
एक रूल होता है ना कि 30 की उम्र के नीचे अगर आप हो तो आप बच्चों को अडॉप्ट नहीं कर सकते हिंदुस्तान में. ऐसे कोई रूल्स हैं आदित्य जो आप जितने भी लिसनर्स हैं उनको बता पाए?
Yes, there was a rule. So वो रूल का मीनिंग ये था, द कंसेप्ट बिहाइंड दैट, कि जो पेरेंट होगा, मेल एंड फीमेल बोथ, सो बच्चे
Mhm.
और पेरेंट की एज डिफरेंस होना चाहिए 30 years.
Mhm.
So the
जी।
minimum age to adopt a child is 30 years.
सो
So
यू आर
that
सेइंग
was
कि
the law.
अगर बच्चे की उम्र जो भी हो, बच्चे और पेरेंट के बीच में 30 सालों का फासला होना चाहिए। इज़ दैट करेक्ट?
Yeah, yes, because the minimum age to adopt a child as a single parent was 30.
जी हाँ।
Right. So it
जी।
means that there must be a difference of 30 years. The minimum age was 30.
हुँ।
Right. So that was the reason I was not eligible because I was 26 and the minimum age was 30. So didn't fit in this criteria. And there was no age criteria for the couples. Means
हुँ।
if it's the couple, if they both are below 30, they can because they will sum up the age of a couple. But for a single parent, it was 30.
दिस इज सो इंटरेस्टिंग। ऑफ कोर्स ऑडियंस जो हम जो हमारे लिसनर्स हैं जो हमें सुन रहे हैं उनको थोड़ा थोड़ा पता चल रहा है, बट लेट्स जस्ट अंडरलाइन दिस फैक्ट। द रीजन व्हाई यू माइट हैव हैड डिफिकल्टीज वाज आपका चैलेंज ज्यादा बड़ा था क्योंकि आप एक सिंगल पेरेंट थे जो अडॉप्शन की तरफ जा रहे थे। इज दैट राइट?
Single parent adopt करना था and then not eligible because of this age criteria.
ऑलराइट, तो जाहिर सी बात है जद्दोजहद तो काफी हुई होगी उस दौर में। टॉक टू मी अबाउट दीज लीगल बैटल्स। कैसे आपके एफर्ट से ये खुद के लिए आपने शुरू किया करना लेकिन सबके लिए बेहतर बना दिया? हाउ डिड योर एफर्ट्स एक्चुअली चेंज द लॉ ताकि जो बाकी के एस्पायरिंग सिंगल डैड्स बनना चाहते हैं उनके लिए रास्ता जो है वो आसान हो जाए?
See, in my case, there were two difficulties. In fact, I say जो legal hurdle था वो इतना difficult नहीं था जितना mindset barrier था.
क्या बात है?
Like लोग क्या कहेंगे then why you want to adopt a child? Only female can take care of a child, not a male. And then this is not your job to become a parent. And then why you want to adopt a child? What's wrong with you? So ये एक mindset society pressure था, लोगों का mental barrier था, that is gender bias, like a male can't be a parent, only a female can be a parent. And the legal battle was not eligible because of the age criteria. So
जी।
there was only one option for me, either give up or fight for it. So I chased it. I filed various online petition grievances. There were many gaps होता है adoption process में, orphanage में, child welfare committee में, बच्चे को legal free करने में. I highlighted all those things. I find out everything by my own. मैं job करता था महाराष्ट्र में, पुणे, बच्चा भोपाल में था. I have to travel every week by road from Pune से इंदौर, इंदौर से भोपाल. It comes around 200 kilometers to and fro. 2000 kilometers. 2000 किलोमीटर होता था to and fro. And one trip cost me around 7,000 rupees in 2015. So if you अगर आपको किसी मिनिस्टर से मिलना है तो वो मंडे टू फ्राइडे में वीक डेज में मिलेंगे. So I make sure that I am working, only person earning in my family. I can't take leaves. So I work on weekends to make sure that I will get the comp off on weekdays. Then I travel to Indore, to Bhopal, to meet the CM, to meet the ministers, to meet the child welfare committee, to meet the all the human right commissions, the people who can help me. So then after raising these concerns to Kara, Sara, then WCD, central government, then Prime Minister, President, all the national leaders, I have approached all the celebrities. And then so the WCD minister, she helped us and considering the case, changed the law for everyone. So the minimum age now for a single parent to adopt a child is 25. So that is reduced from 30 to 25. And there are various changes has been done by CARA, Central Adoption Resource Authority. So those changes was done on 1st of August 2015. 1 अगस्त 2015 को सारे changes हुए for everyone. It's not only for me. But the change I was looking for the age criteria वो reduce हुआ in adopting
Wow.
Avnish.
Oh my God. I'm going to ask you a question that I really want to at this point, which is, but ये जुनून क्यों बना आपके लिए? You know, can we go back and ask you why you wanted to do this in the first place? Because you wanted to feel like a parent? आप चाहते थे कि अपनों के लिए आप जीना शुरू करें?
I honestly said parent क्या होता है ना मैंने जब समझा था ना मैंने आज समझा. I was only looking for one thing. Every child deserves a family. So why not he? And if nobody wants him, so why not I?
Beautiful. Beautiful. Talk to me about your time with Avnish now. You know, Binny से वो अवनीश हैं. Talk to me about a moment that आप कभी भूल नहीं सकते आपके इस जर्नी में अवनीश के साथ.
He was the motivating factor. And then he came home and he was using that word papa papa. लोग उससे बोलते थे तेरे पापा तुझसे मिलने आए caregivers. So he picked that word and he started saying papa. In fact, when I came home and the time I took him on 1st of January, so उसे पता था कि उसे अब यहाँ से जाना है. So he was very calm. He was in my arm. कोई रोना नहीं था, लाइक कि 2 इयर्स का एक बच्चा है, 2 साल का बच्चा है, वो ऑर्फनेज से जा रहा है, ऑफ कोर्स, न्यू प्लेस, एंड आई ड्रोव फॉर अराउंड 250 किलोमीटर्स विथ हिम, क्योंकि भोपाल से हमें इंदौर आना था। ही वाज वेरी साइलेंट, लाइक उसे पता है कि अब क्या होने वाला है या वो कहाँ जा रहा है। ही वाज वेरी कंफर्टेबल, एंड यस, ही केम, एंड सिंस देन आवर जर्नी हैज स्टार्टेड. सो he is the one who is teaching me how to become a parent. I'm not playing any role of a mother or a father or a family member. I just want to be a same person who met with him in an orphanage. And now, even now, I am the same person for him, as a caregiver, as a family, as a friend, as a whosoever want me, advocate for him, a doctor or a teacher for him, or a therapist for him. Yes, every day is important. Every milestone he achieved. I remember that when he started walking, when he started crawling, when he had various health issues as well. See,
बिल्कुल।
the medical condition जो है वो है Down syndrome. It's a
जी हाँ।
chromosome disorder. Okay, and apart from that, he had thyroids, he had undescendant tussis is the major one, जो
हम्म,
हमें 2020 में पता चला, and it may still there are chances to he can get a tumor, cancer.
हम्म, हम्म,
We got the surgery done, but still there are chances. The doctor said it's not me. Then he has adenoids, then he has sleep apnea. He can't sleep properly in night because oxygen pressures go down. Then two hole in a heart when he came home. Then a problem with both the knees. Doctor ने कहा था जिंदगी में कभी पाँव पे खड़ा नहीं हो पाएगा without support. हार्ट में होल थे, they said immediately जाके हार्ट का होल फिल कराओ, get the surgery done, otherwise he will die because the impure blood body में जाएगा या it may cause some other problems. So
हम्म।
slowly IQ is less. So these all things, हमें कोशिश किया इनके ऊपर काम किया ना, फ्रॉम द फर्स्ट डे आई नो कि मुझे कोई मिरेकल नहीं चाहिए कि डाउन सिंड्रोम क्योर हो जाए या ये प्रॉब्लम ठीक हो जाए. आई जस्ट वांट हिम कि वो खुश रहे एंड ही शुड बी इंडिपेंडेंट, दैट्स इट. सो वर्किंग ऑन द सेम गोल, एंड सो फार या लाइफ इज फुल ऑफ एडवेंचर्स.
I believe so. There's a tiger adoption story जो शायद आप हमें बताना चाहें. There could be a,
Yeah, of
you know,
course.
हाँ
So
हाँ
the first
बताइए।
time I took him to a zoo, मुझे लगा इससे शायद zoo जाना पसंद होगा, and उसे zoo लेके गए थे, and because when I started working for adoption, अवनीश का adoption का journey चल रहा था, so I started working on a Safe Tiger project since 2015.
जी हाँ।
सो सेफ टाइगर प्रोजेक्ट पे काम किया था, एंड देन फिर अवनीश को मैं जू लेके गया. जब वो घर आया थोड़े टाइम बाद कि इन एनिमल्स को देखेगा, तो इतना ज्यादा उसने रिएक्ट नहीं किया किसी भी एनिमल को देख के. देन व्हेन वी गो इन फ्रंट ऑफ द केज ऑफ अ टाइगर, एंड ही वाज वेरी एक्साइटेड. फिर एक टाइगर इसे देख रहा था, ही वाज लुकिंग एट टाइगर एंड ही वाज पॉइंटिंग आउट एट टाइगर. सो हमने काफी टाइम स्पेंड किया, एंड देन आई थॉट क्या चाहिए, सो ही सेड यस. So when we go and I said okay, we want to adopt a tiger, and बोले क्या, मैं हाँ, मैं he wants to adopt a tiger, he like tigers, so can you please help me out with the process. So yeah, he's the first child with a medical condition who adopted a tiger at Indore Zoo, and he loved to go to spend time with the tiger even until from last 6 years. Every week he
वो
used to go to the zoo to spend time with tiger. जब वो tiger इसकी आवाज सुनता है वो इसके पास आता है, and yeah, so we are giving him a training to be a tiger keeper.
wow, I was just going to
So
ask you
he
the
is
next
going to be
question.
a tiger keeper because see आपने काफी लोगों को देखा होगा, दे आर अ डॉग ट्रेनर या फिर मेडिकल कंडीशन वाले लोगों को बोला जाता है डॉग ले लो, डॉग ले लो. सो since he is with me and he wants to do something new, so like he said why not tiger. So we are exploring opportunity to make him a tiger keeper.
That's amazing. You know, adoption in different forms, right? I think it's just passing it on. उनके passions, उनके, dreams, आपने क्या एहसास किया है? What does Avnish want?
देखो, you might have heard so many stories of successful people, like they are college dropout, school dropout. It's very common, right? If you give an example of the founder of iPhone or Apple, then Microsoft, then recently Adani example is also coming, right? So if you talk about Avnish, so he's a nursery dropout.
Correct. That's really
So
cute. That's really
did
cute.
he started his schooling in one of the best school in Pune,
Mhm.
and then he completed first year in nursery, then again the second year in nursery, then third year in nursery. Then the lockdown happened. So I said I was looking at him, and we both were talking, and I said, ना भाई कौन से स्कूल में जाना है, 3 साल नर्सरी में हुआ, उसके बाद इतना नर्सरी पढ़ा कि लॉकडाउन ही आ गया। मतलब even the God wants you to take break. You have done 3 years in a nursery, so it's a time for you to take break. So he don't have any interest in his studies, academic.
Hmm. Hmm.
So we started, okay, if you don't want, so that's fine. So what are your area of interest? So he like animals. So like I said, one of the option is a tiger keeper. Another
Yeah.
one is the farming. We are teaching him to be a farmer. Farming, he likes farming, tractor pe baitna chalana. He loves that. Then the next option is he recently started exploring mountains.
Yes, हमने
So
देखे हैं
tracking
ये
is the another
बिल्कुल।
one. He wants that. Music is the option for him, and he is an athlete in a Special Olympic Bharat.
Mhm, mhm. That's
So he's
amazing.
also an athlete. So bus sufficient itna. What else we are looking for with the child at the age of 7? So and at the age of 2.5, we applied for a world record. So yeah, his name is in the world record at the age of 2. At the age of 3, his story was invited in a TED Talk. Then a
जी।
TED Talk in Surat and Tata Institute of Social Science. At age of 5, he became the athlete in a Special Olympic Bharat. Age of 6, he was the first child with a medical condition, intellectual disability, who explored Ladakh for mountaineering. And at the
Mhm.
age of 7, only child in the world who did a tracking at Mount Everest. So these are few achievements of him, and he is looking forward for more. So hopefully we will get some new achievement next year.
मेरा खुद का पॉडकास्ट है तो मैं रो सकती हूँ ना इस पे। Oh my God, I am so emotionally moved right now, and फिर से I'm just very grateful कि आपने मुझे अपना वक्त दिया है. I know we're almost towards the end of our chat with Aditya Tiwari. It's very inspiring. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after these short messages. Aditya, you said a beautiful thing some time ago. आपने कहा कि a parent is made by a child. यानी कि बच्चा जो है वो माँ बाप बनाते हैं. तो आपकी लाइफ में क्या बदलाव आए हैं? How has your life changed after the adoption? Because I believe that now you spend time empowering kids, who are like Avnish, जो I don't know if it's the politically correct term, but I like the word special needs children. तो ये जो है आपकी जिंदगी में एक I would say एक पैशन, एक जुनून सा बन गया है. Is that right?
अवनीश के आने के बाद वी वर्क फॉर द कम्युनिटी जिसका कोई केयर नहीं करता है मीन्स यू विल नॉट सी एनी पॉलिटिशियन टॉकिंग अबाउट द अडॉप्शन और द ऑर्फन्स बिकॉज वो वोट बैंक नहीं है दैट इज नॉट देयर एरिया ऑफ इंटरेस्ट सो वी वर्क फॉर देम मीन्स आइडेंटिफाई द गैप्स इन द सिस्टम highlight those gap to the through various grievances and petitions and so the changes will be made and we make and everybody will get benefit the whole community of orphan the whole community of a people with medical condition because देखो we need to understand the reason ki why see first of all our mindset is totally wrong see who the hell I am to say I am accepting Avnish or I am accepting my child it was my requirement to become a parent and that's the child who fulfilled that requirement it was a couple requirement to become a parent they plan for a child it's not the child plan for them right so if they are not perfect if they are not good looking if they are so called typical so why they want a child to be extraordinary or a perfect nobody perfect in
Beautiful.
this world right and
Beautiful.
in fact when see the point is when a couple plan for a child they don't plan for a child they plan for expectation कि क्या जेंडर होना चाहिए उसका क्या कास्ट होगा क्या रिलीजन होगा एंड देन उसका करियर अपॉर्चुनिटीज क्या होंगी करियर क्या सब्जेक्ट उसको सिलेक्ट करना है स्ट्रीम सिलेक्ट करना है सो द पॉइंट इज when these expectations don't meet so they are like कि give up and क्या करें हम लोग क्या कहेंगे likewise the and also the professional they don't know how to break the news suppose अगर कोई child medical condition के साथ या birth defects के साथ होता है
Mhm.
so the professional they don't know how to break this news to the parent because उनके लिए वो child नहीं था वो तो एक expectation है and when they said कि नहीं बच्चे पे expenses होगा बच्चे independent नहीं हो पाएगा this information is not correct anyways so वो और डिमोटिवेट हो जाते हैं डिप्रेशन में चले जाते हैं देर आर वेरी लेस पेरेंट्स नॉट आई डोंट से द लेस बिकॉज वी डोंट हैव स्टेट्स बट फिर कुछ पेरेंट्स होते हैं जो अबंडन कर देते हैं बिकॉज देर इज नो एक्सेप्टेंस नॉट विद इन अ पार्टनर नॉट विद इन अ पेरेंट नॉट इन फैमिली not in society. And the second challenge is, see, देखो जिनके पास बच्चे हैं, जो parents हैं, academic support, education support. On paper, yes, right of education. You don't find a good inclusive schools. You don't find a good therapist, good special educators. And in fact, admission is straightforward मना कर दिया जाता है. See, I help people who are willing to adopt a child, and they ask me, means what is the difference? Everybody talk about कि adoption का process बहुत difficult होता है, बहुत time लगता है. So this is not correct. Adoption is the best thing. It's a natural process because, and I will tell you कि adoption का important क्या होता है. If you want to adopt a child, you have an option to select a gender. You have an option to select you want a typical child or a child with a medical condition. You have an option to select you want a single child or you want a sibling. You have an option to select of what age you want to add a child. किस उम्र का बच्चा आपको चाहिए, 0 to 2, 4 to 6, 2 to 4, 6 and above. You have an option to select from which state in India you want to adopt a child. And the best advantage of or the importance of adoption is you don't need a partner. So this is what the importance of adoption. So why not adoption? Just because हमारी फिल्मों में इनके बारे में बात नहीं होता है, कोई advertisement नहीं होता है न्यूज़पेपर में, still it's a taboo. There are other ways to become a parent, but nobody knows what are the side effects.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. You know, I must take this podcast towards a close because वरना मैं तो आपका सारा वक्त ले लूंगी. So you know, जाने से पहले दो चीजें पूछना चाहूंगी. एक तो आदित्य, thank you for you know taking time and इतने डिटेल में एक्सप्लेन करने के लिए, because सच कह रहे हैं आप, लोगों को पता नहीं है. We don't hear these stories, we don't read about these stories. But कहीं ना कहीं coming back to our theme, which is अपनों के लिए, you know, ये अपनों के लिए करना कितना जरूरी आप मानते हैं? And with that, of course, what's the one message you want to leave my listeners with?
So अपनों के लिए, I do it अपनों के लिए, and meaning to अपनों के लिए is my country, my nation first. So it's for the entire community. It's for the everyone, every Indian. So means for me, for my son, it's the nation first.
That's beautiful. Thank you for that. That's so beautiful. Do you want to leave my listeners and your listeners with a message? क्या एक अगर thought आप छोड़ना चाहेंगे? बहुत सारे thoughts हमें मिल गए हैं, but for right now क्या कहेंगे आप?
See, enjoy life, explore it, and don't believe लोग क्या कहेंगे, उससे कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता. आपकी जिंदगी अपने हिसाब से जियो, but there must be a meaning to a life. You don't live for yourself, but you make sure that there is some meaning to a life. और अगर आपको लगता है कोई इंसान कुछ कर रहा है और वो आपके अकॉर्डिंग सही नहीं है, so don't stop it if you don't support it.
Absolutely. I started off this podcast by telling Aditya how much I'm grateful that he gave us his time, but I'm going to close the podcast saying the same thing. Aditya, मेरे शो पर आने के लिए और इतना वक्त देने के लिए, इतने डिटेल में हमें बताने के लिए कि you know आपने और अवनीश ने ये जिंदगी कैसे बनाई, उसके लिए बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. And I hope that it was good for you as well. Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
This is so cool, Aditya. You're truly an inspiration for so many people out there. This, dear listeners, truly captures the essence of apne liye, apno ke liye. The story of a man who has not only done so much for his immediate family, but also touched the lives of thousands of other kids with special needs, as well as parents who aspire to adopt them. ऐसी कहानियों की वजह से ही मुझे ये शो इतना स्पेशल लगता है. एकदम रियल लाइफ की रियल कहानियां. And now, of course, it's time to say goodbye. I'll come back and see you in the next episode. This podcast is brought to you by SBI Life Insurance Company Limited. For more details, please log on to sbilife.co.in/podcasts. IRDAI registration number 111.